Alright, hey everybody, it's Bree again. Another round of yapping is coming up, so you better watch out. This week was a pretty fun one. I'm just a little bit in a hurry because I'm super tired. I want to just fall asleep right now. So, I'll get right to it. First off, I got to watch the Minecraft movie with a big group of friends. It was fun watching it. There's so many people, but it is a ridiculous movie. I wish Jack Black hadn't been a dick to Kyle Gass last year, or I'd enjoy it way more. Um, uh, that guy. But even outside of his performance, I thought it was a ton of fun. But I think that was also kind of just because, hey, watching with a group of 7 people you get along with makes anything pretty fun. I'm definitely glad I watched it though, just because of like having something to bond over in like such a large group like that. That's fun. I also, however, saw the 2024 Roadhouse movie, and I'm sorry, I don't know why it was made. I thought the original was really good and fun, and 2024 was just... it didn't feel good to look at, and I didn't have as much fun with it. I, I don't know how to put it. I just don't like a lot of modern action movies to start with, in terms of like their presentation or their style. And when you turn like a very fun one into like having modern character archetypes that I'm kind of not into, I'm kind of just like, wow, it's not bad. It's not like awful. But Sam Elliott isn't here, so like, why am I here? The answer is just to hang out with the oomfies. That's the real reason. I didn't do a lot of gaming this week. I think I pretty much only played Abiotic Factor with my one friend group, and I played a bit of EDF, and I played a bit of Grand Blue Fantasy, but I'll get into the Grand Blue Fantasy a little bit later. So, let's talk about anime, actually. Bunny and I got to round 2 of our seasonals, and I think we're up to like 5 or 6 shows already. There's some that still haven't started yet, so it's gonna be a crazy season if we stick with all of them. I will say, Apocalypse Hotel, great vibes. That Journey, amazing vibes. Both of these have been such a pleasant surprise. Apocalypse Hotel was like something that wasn't even on my radar until other people told me about it. And that Journey I was already into because the name is just silly. But my big thing is that people have compared Apocalypse Hotel to Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko, and I completely understand why. But I also feel like depending on how the guest cast will be, it might also feel a bit like, I don't know, in a similar genre of show as Space Dandy, with like the rotating cast kind of creating the interplay of the main characters, or like kind of fueling the interplay, I guess. I don't really have a better way to phrase that, but I hope it stays with this like wonderful, fun, thrilling, comfortable, and tragic vibe, because like the post-apocalyptic setting is so good if you do it right. I know that's really basic, but that's just my take. Next up, another bunny activity. Of the Devil has been a great indie English visual novel. And it feels like it's taking a ton of inspiration from Danganronpa. I've seen them more describe themselves as being inspired by Ace Attorney, because it is also like an actual legal battle game as opposed to like you know the whole structure of Danganronpa with like the classroom trials or whatever. But mechanically and like sort of aura wise, I feel like it's a bit more on the Danganronpa side of things. I want to say that I love the writing more, or like something about the vibe just hits really good. And I'm hoping that both the story and mechanical flavor keep charming me as much as it has right now. Let's see. Next up for anime. More anime. Rudy and I watched the first 2 episodes of Yaiba. And Yaiba feels like a show that should be 40 years old, but is somehow releasing now. And I think that has its ups and downs, because it's like, oh, Yaiba is like an accidental, like, weirdo pervert kid because like he's never seen a girl before and he lived in the jungle. But like he's also just kind of like an annoying I want to fight kid. And I feel like it could be really good if it keeps doing the right things. Episode 2 really sold me on it, so I'm gonna be sticking with it probably unless something really like bad happens. So I hope it stays good, because, like, at its best, it makes me feel kind of like when I was watching the original Dragon Ball, except, like, I'm not, like, 13 anymore. Let's see. Brody and I also hopped on Grand Blue Versus, and I think I'm actually better at Grand Blue Versus than I am at Guilty Gear. Um, because even though I play Bridget and Strive, because of the name synergy, I just feel like I'm so much better at playing Zoe and Grand Blue. I don't know what it is, if like I just understand the basic mechanics better or what, but it's really fun to just play a fighting game for an hour or two every once in a while. I still don't think they're like my bread and butter like they are for some people, but definitely after getting into them, I feel like I understand the actual fighting game mains way more. But it's good to get back in. And one more activity. So I recommended that Rody tries out Symphogear after finishing Uma Musume, and I have been continuing my thing of just watching along to try and like be able to talk about it freshly. And my big thing is that I've seen season 1 2 or 3 times, but for some reason I've never been able to like stick with the start of season 2. I forgot how crazy the start of Symphogear is, and I'm hoping it keeps being a great ride going forward, and also that I'm actually able to stick with the seasons this time. And this is the last anime, I promise. I promise. I know last week I called it nerd shit, but I'm normal, I promise. I finished Nanoha Strikers. Season 3 was really good, and it really satisfied me, but I think I was really kind of baffled by how the political aspects wrapped up. I think it seemed way more important going into things, and then it kind of fizzled out in a way because of like the actual character drama happening, kind of resolving the political drama, as opposed to like the political drama being like a major impact on the character's actions in the way I expected. Basically, everyone gets to pop off and have a great time fighting for their lives in a way that I wasn't prepared for. I was ready for some sort of like legal red tape, just like slowing them down and causing some sort of like horrible incident, if I'm being honest. But I'm also kind of happy with how it turned out. I think Nanoha is at its best when it is so driven by characters, and like these girls are just so desperate, like fighting against each other, that like you just get really invested in them, and kind of. I don't want to say I cheer for everyone, because like I'm obviously cheering for Nanoha the most, because I am a main character simp sometimes, but it's like I don't know how to put it. Everybody feels like they are in a situation and doing their best in that situation, as opposed to like some series where, and I'm kind of making a straw man here. Some series I kind of feel like characters will just do whatever whenever without like any impetus, but like Nanoha has just like just enough for me to be able to be like, okay, yeah, I could eat this. I like what you're cooking. So season 3 is definitely my favorite out of the bunch, actually. But that's because it builds off of the developments of season 1 and 2 in a way that I really appreciate. And the established cast helps play off of the new developing cast in a way that I thought they did really well. Even developing like a relatively minor character to a point where he became like an actual like character. Oh, it's just like they did really good at making everyone feel a lot deeper, and I think having double the episodes really helped. And there was awful news this week. It was Guild War in Grablu Fantasy. It was so ass, and I hate like Guild War, but I managed to transcend Song before this Guild War, and I was miraculously saved by the power of just using elixirs in Nightmare 250. It's hard doing top 100k with my setups when I'm working full time. I was able to do it when I was working not at all. But my thing is that like I've always been busy on Fridays and Saturdays, so it's like it's always been a pain in my ass. I managed top 150k. I think I ballparked like 142k ish, and like considering I couldn't really play at work, I was pretty satisfied with that. Since I was only active for like 6 hours a day for a competitive mode, I think that's pretty good. And we don't even have to worry about that because way more important stuff happened. I made a rabbit, and I don't know how I even decided to do this. I just got some polymer clay and I made a lumpy little fella. And you could just make things if you want to. I don't know if you know this, you could just make things if you want to, and you go out and you get the stuff and you make them. You could just make them and then you'll have them. And it's insane because, like, I don't think I've played with clay since, like, elementary school. And I've barely done any art in general. It felt super rewarding, and this motherfucker is gonna live on my desk forever now. I think I'm gonna watch some videos to try to apply better technique next time. Because, like, there are just small things that bother me all over him. But, like, not in a way where he hurts to look at. In a way where it's like, oh, I should have made you better, buddy. That's my bad. So, I think it'll be a fun journey learning more about the actual, like, good practices for clay sculpting and painting. Because, let me tell you, the paint job is not exactly finesse either. And I really did go through this real fast today. I think I'm just high energy because I'm so excited for bedtime. So, next week, I might make another clay fella, another little clay rabbit. I'm not 100% sure because it's like, I need to improve enough to, like, feel a difference. So it's like, I need to study a little bit at this point because I have, like, pretty much no knowledge. I've watched one YouTube video and that's, like, where all of my knowledge has come from. So it's like, I did that and I made a project and now I have to do some review to decide, like, the next project. Because there's some really fun stuff I would like to do. And, I feel like I just want to get some technique down a little bit before I do anything more complex, or before I start doing additional techniques like I don't want to get into glazing yet. And I'm sorry, but that still makes me think of the next pen meme or whatever, FaZe Banks or whatever. But I don't want to get into glazing yet because I would love a shiny little rabbit. I want a shiny little rabbit so bad. You do not even know how bad I want a shiny little rabbit. But I don't want to overstretch myself. I want to just make something good, like of good quality, and then start putting more flavor on it. So maybe in 2 weeks I'll do glazing. But right now, I'll have to study, I'll have to sleep up, I'll have to rest up because I'm so freaking sleepy. And I also have most of my keyboard stuff arrived at this point. So maybe rabbits, maybe keyboards. Those are the two big personal agendas. I'm hoping everything goes well this week and I get to have, like, a real good mix of, like, me time and friend time and girlfriend time. And that'll make me feel a lot better about everything, I think. I have this dark urge to just, like, spend all of my time being social. But I think I have to take, like, just the tiniest bit back for me. As I'm getting into, like, these new hobbies and everything, it's just, like, I can't do it all with a full-time job. And that's what I'm not used to, because when I was unemployed, it's so easy to just do everything I want to and then still have time left over, I felt like. And that's one thing I don't like about working full-time, but it's kind of just a trade-off you have to make living in this society. All I can say is, I wish that there were 2 3-day weekends per month. I feel like this would already instantly heal me, at least compared to the current, and then I would adjust and then I'd be like, 4 3-day weekends. But I know that's just human psychology. I went super off the rails for the ending of this week. I hope y'all don't mind, but now I'm super sleepy, so I'm gonna be finishing recording, I'm gonna be editing this, and I'm gonna be heading to bed. So I hope y'all have a good week. Everyone, try and keep it together this week. Like, I'll be trying to. And I hope you take care. Bye-bye.